Namaskar, and a very warm welcome to all of you in this episode. In the last two episodes, we discussed about the proposed changes which CBSE wants to bring in the examination pattern of classes 10th and 12th. And we wanted to continue discussing the same in this episode also. But lately, there have been some issues related to the behavior of the children around there in the newspapers and on TV news channels, where it has been observed that some children retaliated or rebelled against the parents who were trying to control their habit of excessive use of mobile. And in some cases, the children who had become addicted to some games, like what it was PUBG, really tried to take those challenges which can be very, very fatal as far as their life is concerned. And in between, two more things happened. That one person asked me a question that if a child does not listen to adults, either the teacher in the classroom or the parents at home, and does not behave well with other children, then what are the steps which can be taken to take care of such behavior of a child? So while these two incidents were there, and we all are aware of the problems which have been created by by this mobile being available to everyone and internet almost free to as many people as possible. So it is helping us, but at the same time, those who are not using it for the good, they are being affected by it negatively. And in many cases, even our children are becoming victim to this particular device, which is available to everyone of us as on today. So while thinking about it, I came across one episode of a web series in which a middle class parent, I mean the one who is a service class, who earns only that much, in which his monthly expenditure and the health of the family is taken care of, but is still wanting the children to be studying in a good English medium school. And he has them admitted there, and the children really go every day by bus and reach the school. So in episode, a very small incident was there which caught my attention, and I was really disturbed and thought of that there would be many children suffering like those children were shown suffering in that particular episode. Now, the mother of these children is helping the family by cooking some cakes at home and selling it in the neighborhood. And the same cake the children take to in their tiffin to school, and that's a very tasty one, which is. And some children in the bus, who they try to really snatch that tiffin from these kids, and the mother says that you eat it. Of course, you can share it with your friends, but then you must also eat. And the other children are not letting them eat at all. And when I say them, these are two siblings. Like these are siblings like one sister and one brother. Brother is younger than the sister, and the sister tries to save her brother. But it continues, and it continues for months together. These children try to convey the same problem to the parents, but as the parents are more worried that their children should study well in this school, so they don't pay much attention. Maybe because of lack of time also. They may not be having that much of a time to spend with the kids. Anyway, the children keep suffering, and one day it becomes too much that they retaliate. And in that retaliation, the child gets hurt. And now the parents of that child really go to school, complain against them, and these children try to explain to everyone there, including the principal, that this is what had been happening with us for the last so many months, but nobody heard us to our problem. And this is what had. So nobody believed them, and they ultimately had to apologize, and they were penalized as well. So if the parents had paid attention to what the children were trying to convey to the parents, I think this situation would not have reached, and it could have been solved much before. So while thinking about it, then I realized that there may be many such issues which most of us, the teachers and the parents particularly, talk a lot about, and at times find ourselves not that competent to have to be able to really take care of that. So what may be these possible issues? Because these are the behavioral changes which come in the child. When I say behavioral changes, I mean when you say that the children listen to the parents, children listen to the teachers, children eat properly, they eat well, they sleep well, they go to play, they follow the instruction of their parents and teachers. So in that case, nobody really talks much about that the children are not behaving well. But sometimes what happens that either the children don't listen to the parents and teachers, or they don't respond to what they are asking for. And not only this, in many cases, the situation reaches, if not handled properly and on time or in time, then they start behaving in a very, very negative manner. And that can be like not listening to the teacher. There is a classroom, disturbing the class, continuously running around in the classroom, getting out of the classroom, fighting with the kids outside there in the classroom or washrooms, or maybe in the bus, or in the neighborhood, wherever the child goes. So this behavior would not be appreciated by anyone, and we should be really worried about. Similarly, a child might become absolutely introvert. I mean, the child who was very talkative till yesterday, and all of a sudden, the child starts withdrawing from the parents and from any family get together. So we should be really worried about that also. And many times the child stops eating all of a sudden. I mean, would be eating okay, but then all of a sudden stops eating. So we should again be worried. It can be some medical problem, physiological problem, but it can be some other problem also. So we should be careful about that as well. Similarly, the child may not be really listening to the parents when it comes to doing the work. I mean, if the child is having his or her own room, may not be able to make it up well. At times would be leaving it as very scattered things here and there. So if such things start happening with our children, and along with that, I mean, speaking foul language, sometimes we say the abusive language and all that. So we must become alert. And these are the children who really get involved in such things. Some children, and not because those children are bad. I would always say, as I keep telling every time I speak about children, that children are not bad. So we shouldn't be trying to correct or amend the children. Rather, we should think of the behavior. What behavior change in my child is causing a problem, because the child is disturbed self also. Even if somebody is disturbing the other children, I would not at all appreciate that the other children should be bullied or should be allowed to be bullied because of we have to take care of one child. But yes, they are children. The one who is being bullied or the one who is bullying, they both are children, and we have to think about the children. And they cannot be as intelligent as somebody who is adult, the one who is experienced, who knows what is right, because the children at times may not know what is right and wrong. Because I was given to understand that even nursery prep class children who are of the age of 3 and 4 at times speak those words. They don't know the meaning of that at all. So, and then what do? We start blaming those children. We start saying that the children are bad. I mean, children are not bad. I mean, the words which are used by them are not the words to be used by them. But then my question always comes that try to find out why. Why is it happening so? There can be lot many other things which you can choke down, note down that these are the changes, behavioral changes, not for good, happening in our children. So if these are happening for good, fine, we are okay, we'll appreciate it. But if these are not happening, then the child is not doing it deliberately. Child has become the victim of the circumstances, victim of certain things which would have happened to them, which we would not know so easily until unless we try to know. So always start with the word why. Why is it happening so? Once you come to know what are the reasons because of which that behavioral change has come in the child, you would be able to take care of that issue. You will take then some corrective steps. And if you are unable, if as a teacher, as a parent you are unable, then seek the advice of some counselor, seek the advice of some trained professional who would be able to guide us how to really find out what wrong had happened with the child. So although children who are disturbing others are to be taken care of, because they are harming themselves and they are harming others. So they are harming two groups of the people, self and others. So we must take care of both as quickly as possible. We shouldn't allow our children to suffer because of one child. And that child also should not be allowed to suffer just by naming him a bad child or something like that. So my advice to the teachers and my advice to the parents would be that we must talk to our children as often as possible. And more than talking to the children, we must listen to them as much as we should. Because sometimes what happens, the child starts saying something and we start speaking in between. So we are unable to learn and know what the child really wanted to speak to us. Until and unless the children would speak in front of us, then we would not be able to know what is happening in their mind, what is going on in the school, in the neighborhood, at home, in the bus, or wherever they are, whatever situation they are exposed to. So I would suggest all the teachers and all parents to kindly be aware of these issues. Keep, if you want those children should not become victim of this mobile, then you should have digital safety norms followed. You should have some digital fasting side sort of thing. You should avoid using mobile as you do at home for because this we keep talking that if this is a family of 6 members, then all 6 having mobiles, and even if having dinner, they all are looking, if not continuously, too often in the mobile, as if they don't look at it, something very bad is going to happen. I mean, we should keep these things away. Otherwise, our children learn it. They think as mobile is so important. Without mobile, there is no life. Hence, they also follow the same. And who is blamed then for excessive use of mobile? Children. They don't listen to. We are the ones who really expose them to it. So we should be careful about it. I'm not blaming anybody. It's not teachers' fault. Teachers also have to do a lot of hard work and lot many other things. But at the same time, I tell you, remember, out of 40 children in the classroom, you may have only 1, 2, 3, 4 children maximum who would have to be taken care of when it comes to such behavior. 36 do it on their own. They are absolutely, they don't need so much of a focus. They would follow you, what you are saying. Take care of these children, understand and communicate with the parents. Similarly, with the parenting is also not easy in today's time, when the children are aware of lot many things, more than even the parents would know so many times. So we must make ourselves as knowledgeable as possible of the misuse or use of these things which we use, and let our children use. So learn as much as you can, and do not ever curse yourself. Do not ever curse the children that they're doing. I mean, this behavior can be taken. Behavior can be taken care of if we are really concerned about our children's safety and well-being. And I'm sure we all are concerned about their safety. We all are concerned about well-being. Hence, we together would be able to take care of such behavioral issues which come so often in our life, and there's no worry. We shouldn't really get perturbed because of that, but we must focus to solving it. We must not avoid it, and we can do it together. And I hope this some of the points which I have raised and some of the solutions which I have shared with all of you would help our children, would help our parents, and would help our teachers. In the coming episodes, maybe the next one or maybe afterwards, I might raise these issues of concern by the parents and by the teachers with the expert team of the counselors, and on your behalf I might ask these questions to them and share their responses in that video to all of you. So thank you very much. God bless us all. Let's meet in the next episode. Thank you.